Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome along to our Wednesday evening, our get-together, our joyous merriment that is the Studio Rats Live Q&A. My name's James Ivey.
I'm Paul Drew.
And we are here once again for, well, as long as it takes, quite frankly, to get through your questions and talk about all things music, guitar, production, stuff.
Absolutely. So, should we start?
However, at this point, I must apologise. At some point, I will probably need to dart out and, quite frankly, carry my children upstairs.
Is it safe to be left without the adults, though?
What? You're calling me the adult? You're joking, aren't you?
No, it's true, actually.
of all things.
It's true. First of all, should we say thank you so much to Ned Omido? Give the man a little clap.
Awesome stuff.
Thank you so much. Very generous, mate. Thank you.
For your 50 Swedish crowns, isn't it? SEK, we decided was last week.
Yeah, kronas, yeah. Whatever
Kronas,
it is. Yeah.
Kronas, yes.
So, should we do what you've been up to first?
Yes. So, it's been an interesting week.
I'm stressed. So I've got a rum.
I'm very stressed.
What have you got?
I'm gin and tonic. I'm more stressed.
Nice.
So
an umbrella in it or something. You should. You should.
A rumbrella.
A rumbrella, yeah.
So last week I was teaching 11 to 18-year-olds how to rock and roll, which was good fun. Had a good 3 days at UCS in North London.
Nice.
Sunday, what did I do Sunday? Recovered mainly from that. Had a couple of days of tracking and stuff, working on some video projects. Spent Tuesday in full demolition mode, destroying lots of what was previously a shed in my back garden, only today to discover that the powers that be at the council where I live have declined my planning application. So that went down well this afternoon. So I shall be appealing, I think, in my best, nicest, smiliest way.
Do you think it might be because you've actually got the building in the shape of a penis that the people can, that
I know I'm near an airport. Could you imagine flying over and it?
I'd love that. I would absolutely love that.
No, it's not phallus shaped.
Okay.
It is quite normal. But
Okay.
I'm sure this isn't the end of that story, because if it is, we're moving.
Are you? Well, you would.
No. I'd see it through. I'll see it through somehow. There's ways and means. There's always where there's a jivey, there's a way.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been working today, tracking and working on some new stuff for Antelope and stuff like that. What have you been up to? I can tell you're stressed. You went for the rum early, so I can tell.
I went. So there's some new gear and stuff, and there's some exciting things. But my son has been going on about, can we have a dog? Can we have a dog? Can we have a dog? And it's like years and years, and it's like, and we've been putting it off, going, oh yeah, eventually, yeah, we'll do that eventually. Oh, it's a big commitment. And anyway, we got a dog, and he's lovely, and he's a little puppy called Digby, and he's absolutely lovely, but it takes about 6 turds a day. And we're trying to like house train him, and it's just like having a baby again. It is, honestly, it is. And then you leave the room, you go upstairs, and it's like, oh, so if anyone's got any dog tips and wants to give me a call tomorrow, we're doing our best, and we're getting there.
And I'm coming over tomorrow.
Yeah, well, you'll see the dog. And it's what we do is take him outside. You say, like, be clean or whatever. He runs around outside, goes in, pisses on the mat.
What make of dog is he?
He is a cockachon.
Cocker spaniel.
Bichon Friche. He's a cocker. So his mum was a cocker.
Right.
And his dad was a Bichon. Now I'm thinking there's a little bit of height difference. I don't know how that happened.
The thing is, though,
I think he was quite well endowed.
Thing is, though, Digby. You know, Digby was the biggest dog in the world.
I didn't know that. Now, what's that?
Have you not seen the film Digby, the biggest dog in the world?
No,
mate. I'm surprised that wasn't involved in your name choosing process. Digby's the biggest dog in the world. YouTube it. It's a terrible. I think there was 3 or 4 terrible 70s movies.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. Apart from that, I've got a couple of new pedals which we can talk about. We might do some videos on them.
Yeah, tomorrow I've got a whole lot of stuff to play with to bring over to you. I'll bring my new amp.
Nice, yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be good to do. Yeah, that'd be good. And today I've been doing a video on comparing these two.
Ooh, the Strymon,
which is the Strymon Iridium, which is the amp and cab loader type thing, and the Boss version, which is the IR200.
Nice.
Really interesting, actually.
Because everyone in the guitar world generally will go Strymon, won't they?
I think so. I think Strymon are known as that. They're not boutique. I really wouldn't consider Strymon to be boutique anymore. But yeah, I think everyone thinks Strymon is this sort of. I think Boss is seen as quite utility. Do you agree?
Yeah. Okay. At this point, you are going to have to.
Okay.
Do the initial introductions.
Fine.
And get us underway because I'll be a couple of minutes. So don't mess up. Keep things flowing. Be nice. Play nicely, Paul.
Yeah. So
I know you can. Yeah, play nicely. Yeah. I know you can. I should be back in a couple of seconds.
Nice one. Okay, right. Let's go through it. Oh, first of all, can we just say, Shep Shepherd, thank you so much. He says, have a couple of Malibu and lemonades on me. Thanks for the Bulgaria video. What a dog it was. Glad I never got that model. Cheers, Shep. That's really kind of you. Yeah, it was all right. It was just the clean channel was really usable. It was usable, but we really had to work at it to get it to that stage. And it was just like everything was just tweaking it. It was like a Mesa Boogie. If you've ever used like something like a Mesa Boogie Mark IV, you know that every little tweak makes a big difference and everything else. And with a Mesa Boogie, that's really good. But with with an amp like that, which is, for the price it is a bit of a entry level amp. Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, so I've heard that other Bulgaria amps are really good, and I'm sure they are. Maybe at some point we can have a look and we can review some of them because I'd really like to try and find the positive of that and maybe try and find the one that is really good. So let's go through some of the comments. So K Michael P says, howdy y'all, sorry I'm gonna miss this, but I'll give a thumbs up now. Have a great day. Cheers, Michael. Nidamido says, good evening fellas, we'll see how much I'll be on here tonight, but I'll probably be dropping in and out. I have no guitar nerd friends, so this is my community. Oh, that's nice, mate. Along with KYG. Have a great night. You might have to tell me who KYG is and if we should view that as well. Nedamido also says, I've built my first pedal in 2020. Sorry, I built my first pedal board in 2021. Now I understand tone and amps better. Been looking for a Black Star Artist 15. Nice. What combos should I try? 15, 20 watt. I play spacey, shoegazy rock, not too much gain. See, that's interesting. 15, 20 watts. Do you know, the amp that I was really impressed with, which I used to have, was a Rev D20, which is a little 20 watt lunchbox head. It's really good. It sounds fantastic. It's, as a pedal platform, it's brilliant. That's a really good call. Although it's a single channel, but it's got like a pull-out boost. I'd look at that. 15, 20 watt. Have a look at the Marshall, the Studio Series. They're 20 watts. They're really good. All of them are really good. It depends what you want to do as well. If you want like one that's really versatile, get the Jubilee, the Silver Jubilee. You can see it over there, the silvery looking thing. That's the most versatile out of all of them. If you want some sort of JCM 800 sort of tones and you want some really good clean tones, the Plexi is really good, but it really does one thing, but it does one thing really, really well. So I'd look at that. Other 15, 20 watts. I mean, I'd stick away from the small Marshall. The small Marshall, I think it's called the DSL 20. Personally, I didn't think much of that, but some people love it. I think that's probably the best. If you're looking for an actual combo, Friedman do some amazing little amps, but they're quite expensive. And Nedamido, as we said earlier, thank you so much for your super sticker. Bruce Brooks says, good evening from New York. Good evening, Bruce. Paul Taylor says, hi, chaps. Any experience with the Hotone Nano Legacy Britwind? 75. Actually, can we come back to that? When James comes back, we'll come back to that, because I'm sure James has got some things to say about that. Dave Stockton, evening, Dave. Safey's in the house. Good evening, chaps. Safey, sorry, mate. I did get your message. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do Friday, but I'll speak to you tomorrow. We'll get it sorted. I might be able to fit you in. David Stockton says, evening, gents. Evening, David. Safey, good evening, chaps. John Randall, evening, guys. Scooby Stapp, good evening, everyone. Geester, evening. Nedamido, hello. Stephen James from Brisbane, good evening. Good evening, Steve and John, and Mike's in the house. Mike Aiton, hello, Mike. David as well. Island Sounds, greetings. I was just wondering whether you still use the Redback speakers in your Boss Katana. No, what I've done with that, Island Sounds, is I've taken that out and I've put that in that cab there, in that Victory cab. And there's a reason for that, because that Victory cab originally had a 16 ohm cream back in it. And I needed an 8 ohm, which the Redback was. So I put the Redback in there. It sounds great. The Redback sounds great in the Katana. And the Redback is a little bit creamback-ish. It's just a really high-powered speaker. If you're going to put a Redback in the Katana, it's a little bit overkill, to be honest, because the Katana is rated at 100 watts and the Redback's, I think, 150 watt. You can stick them in there and they do sound great. They're a bit heavier than a normal speaker, but yeah, sound great. If I was you, I think in the Katana, I'd probably get a creamback. And he's back. Right. Hold on. I'll let him plug his Britney Spears stuff back in.
So where nearly were we?
Okay, so I've got down to Island Sounds.
I've
got down to Island Sounds, which is 20 down or so. But can we go back to?
Yes.
Can we go back to Paul Taylor about the Hotone or the Hot Tone?
Yes, there we go. This one.
Yeah.
There.
Paul Taylor says, hi, chaps. Any experience with the Hotone Nano Legacy Britwind? 75 watt floor amp. I like it's like the Blue Amp 1 as a backup if my valve rig goes down live. Cheers for a great channel. Thanks, mate.
I've not heard of it, to be honest.
So, James, do you want to?
Certainly will.
Oh, actually, do I need to do myself first? I need to do it first, don't I?
You need to share, yeah.
And I can share screen. That one, share. Here we go.
Say when.
Oh, when.
Well, that looks somewhat similar to something else we know, doesn't it?
It's very similar. I mean, you can sort of tell it's a rip-off of the Blue Guitar Amp 1, but great if it's any good.
It doesn't look as complicated. Anything like?
I don't think the Blue Guitar Amp 1's complicated. If anything,
it doesn't look as full featured, shall we say?
Yeah, but if you look at it, so you've got channel A, which is called British Invasion.
Yeah. And
you've got channel B, which is Purple Wind. I think last time James was over, he did one of them.
How very dare you?
But the thing about this, which I like, is that it's got separate EQs for each channel.
That's a good thing. Yeah, that's a good thing.
That's a really good thing. And it's got a boost, which obviously the Amp 1's got as well. I don't think your kids are enjoying their going down.
Jake's out cold, but Lucy not so much.
And it's got reverb. I mean, and we haven't tried them. We haven't tried this. What's this picture? Okay, what's it got on the back? It's got an effects loop. It's got an input. It's smaller. It's definitely smaller than the Amp 1. Yeah, I mean, it looks good.
And it's got a DI out by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's got a DI out. Yeah, but so's the Amp 1 has as well. But I mean, I would. Oops, there we go. Sorry, mate.
Fair warning of that.
Sorry, apologies. No, never tried it. Although it does look interesting.
Hmm.
It looks really
one
interesting.
for us to reach out to. So how far down did we get?
So but it's quite good. So he's asking, is it a good backup if his valve rig goes down live? I think it's a great backup.
Looks like a good thing.
If it's out, I mean, I can't remember where you're from, Paul. Are you in the UK? I've got a feeling Paul's in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, go to if you order something like that. I don't know if they do it, but if you can order it from someone like Guitar or Andertons have a return policy, don't they, James? You bought some stuff.
They certainly do. Yes.
and Guitar definitely do as well. I'd recommend it's worth the punt trying it out.
Yeah. We don't know how much it is though, so it could be.
No. I did see. Give me 2 seconds. It's cheap.
All right.
Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. Okay, well it's half the price of an Amp One. It's $250.
Okay. Oh, so it is quite cheap then.
Well, yeah, for what it is, I think. Yeah. I mean, it's a Chinese made. Mind you, I'm coming out of that. I'm coming back.
Yeah.
Mind you, I mean, I don't know where the Blue Guitar Amp one's made. Let's have a look. Oh, that's something else we can look at tomorrow as well.
Ah, you've got the other one.
Mercury edition. I'm trying to see where it's. Oh, yeah. So that's manufactured in China as well.
Yeah. Most things are these days. You might buy an iPad that says designed in California, but it's made in China.
Yeah. Isn't that funny that we see? Maybe I do. We see things that are made in China as slightly less quality when the things that we covet, as in iPhones, iPads, Apple computers, are all made in China.
Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it?
The wonder of the world we live in. So how far down did we get?
Okay, yes, well done. David McQuillan.
That one.
That's it. Evening, guys. Hope well. Evening, David. Nice to have you on.
We are well. We are very well.
I hope Plectrum's business is going well. Just to give Dave a shout out, if you haven't tried any, James, have you got yours handy?
Yes, I have. I've heard things were bad, but now they're picking up.
What's that?
Oh, come on.
Have you got yours handy?
I have it. I'm showing it.
Ah, look at that. I know. It's in my Plectrum skull.
Oh, I said things were bad, but now they're picking up. Picking up.
Okay.
I'll get my coat. Yes, it's a thing of beauty, and I love it.
Yeah, they are fantastic. Yeah, so if you haven't tried out any of David's Highland Plectrum company Plectrums, go and check them out. They are absolutely brilliant. And go and get my favourite, which is the Old British Penny, which I'll dig out while I'm here.
Do it.
I do. I use it all the time, and they sound different. They sound different to other Plectrums. But the thing is because it's such a heavy thing, it goes right to the bottom of your
yes.
Of your Plectrum.
Yes, they do.
It just dives right to the bottom.
Whoa!
And they sound absolutely fantastic.
Apparently, if this was a true silver one, you don't get the coppering on the edges.
Oh, that's interesting. Of course, yeah, because they're nickel plated, I guess, aren't they?
Yes, yeah. Anywho.
Okay. Next Island Sounds. Oh no. Sorry, we did do this. We got 2 Island Sounds. Okay, next Island Sounds.
That one.
Yes. Also, I also hope one day you'll do a comparison with the Black Star Silverline and the Boss Katana. Yeah. Do you know what I say this often. We really need to reach out to Black Star and also Laney.
Yeah.
It's all. Can I also say actually, because I reached out the other day, and the thing is, this is what happens. I think sometimes with not Black Star, because obviously Black Star's a huge company.
Yes.
But John Partridge, I don't know if John's in tonight. I don't know if he is. John sent me a message because John recently bought a Ha guitar, which is a guitar that's made in the Netherlands. I think we looked at them last week. We might have done.
Look very cool.
And they look fantastic. Now, so you reach out to these companies and you hear nothing.
Hmm.
And you just say, and I say that, someone's reached out, one of the communities reached out and they said, they're really impressed with it. Any chance we can review one? We're not asking for any financial gain from this. We just want to help out and help the community. Nothing. And it's just like at what point are these companies going to realize that YouTube and people that do reviews are the people that sell them things?
Yes, I know, it's crazy.
And you're trying to do them a favor. It's absolutely bonkers. Anyway, off my soapbox.
Yes, we should definitely reach out to Black Star. I'll see if I can dig out Jay's number.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, that'd be great
if he's even there still. So,
well, he'll be somewhere, wherever.
Yes.
Leonis Alpha says, "Good evening, all good vibes." Good evening, Leonis. Good vibes back.
Indeed.
Scooby Step says, "Keep the studio doors closed. Chewed up guitars and cabs." Oh, don't. Oh, God, oh my God.
That's a very interesting relic you've got there, Paul.
Yeah, that would upset me. See, what I want is, we got him because my son's been going on and on and on about dogs. And what I want is just a studio dog. I want him just to sit there in his little basket.
That takes years of training.
I know, but I just want a studio dog. It'd be nice. It'd be really nice. And just sit on the sofa.
I'd like a studio dog as well. I'd call him Bongo or something like that.
Good. Bongo's good, yeah.
Yeah, one day. I think my wife would like a sausage dog first, and we're going to call it.
Yeah.
And we've already got the name picked out, Richmond.
Oh no, it's the worst sausages in the world. That is the worst sausages. They're just like, they're the worst sausages.
I thought of Proctor, but
Proctor
because there's Proctor's sausages, which are a boutique company.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But Proctor doesn't roll off tongues like as nicely as Richmond.
Proctor, Richmond's. Yeah, it's got to be. Apparently, it's got to be a word, isn't it? Digby. Yeah. Yeah. So apparently that's how they learn that, don't they?
Yes. Yeah.
Wait till the puppy chews your guitar cables. Oh, mate, don't please. Actually, I don't mind the cable. Well, as long as it's if he does one cable, what's he done already? He keeps nicking my shoes. A family visit when there are dogs around equals dog visit. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's like babies. No one comes to see us anymore. They come to see the little ones.
Yeah, it's true. Top Load Telly says, "Greetings from Alabama." Greetings, Top Load. Hold on, and I want to see his. And I like the way that he's called Top Load Telly, and he's got a Top Load Telly as well.
What's a Top Load Telly? Oh, where the strings don't go through the body.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, I'm there. At this point, we should get the applause out.
I did say, I have already thanked him, but yes, okay. Thanks, Shep. Yes. Very kind of you, mate. Really kind.
Malibu and lemonade on me.
Hold on. What a dog! What a dog it was. Yes, it was a dog, wasn't it? You're talking about
the Bagheera.
Your Bagheera.
As much as I want to say nice things, that this is the thing. I bought that amp with my own hard-earned money, and it went back because.
Hold on a second. Can I just say something?
What?
Do you really think Behringer are going to? I mean, I don't know if anyone watched this, but do you really think Behringer are really going to give us anything or send us?
Oh no, that's not my point. My point is that people have said, "Oh, you should have bought this one. You should have bought that one. You should have bought this one." I bought that amp with my own money because someone said you should try a Bagheera amp. We tried it. We didn't like it. In actual fact, we tried two, and we didn't like either of them. Someone said, it sounds like the valves are shot. Well, shot valves in a brand new amp is not the way it should be going.
And it was the second. It was the second order of the same amp.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, it might be. Maybe what they meant is the valves aren't very good, which wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Do you know what? So I had a quote from Victory to revalve my amp.
Right.
Because I thought this is definitely a keeper. I'm going to go and get it serviced.
Yeah.
And to revalve it, it was going to revalve it. It's £190. That's just for the valves.
Wow. Actually, so I thought it was more than that. I have to admit.
Did you? Well, yeah. But if you think if that's what valves cost, how cheap are the valves that they? And I know they buy on bulk.
Exactly. They must be the cheapest, nastiest valves available to mankind. still doesn't change the fact it's a brand new amp out the box.
No, it's just it's. I would rather. I think someone said this as well. I would rather them charge more money, put better components in it, and make it great, as opposed to making it a money-making thing. As opposed to making it, it's a valve amp, we can make some money out of this. How about, it's a valve amp, let's give people what they want. Let's give people.
It's not the Behringer way. It's pilot high, flog it cheap.
And that is why I don't like. That's why I don't particularly respect that company.
No.
Anyway.
Anywho, moving on before we get sued.
Well, you can't sue me for my opinion, but have you ever tried the Joyo 20-watt mini amps? No, haven't, but they do look quite cool. I'm not sure they are a proper 20 watts though.
No, because they're certainly not a valve 20 watts, are they?
No, and yeah, people don't like us saying valve 20 watts.
There's a difference. There is a difference. I don't care who you are. There just is a difference.
Yeah.
20 valve watts versus 20 transistor watts. It's not even close.
No. But I have heard some good things, and also because you can almost treat them like little pedals. I guess you can buy the collections. You get like an AC30, or you get like a rectifier one, or a Plexi style one. It's great. Stack them up. Have fun with them. Definitely.
Or you buy a Synergy and just buy modules.
Cost a lot more money, but yes.
Yeah.
Even the modules are much more expensive than them.
That's true.
Kelvin Mack. Greetings, Kelvin. He says, greetings, gentlemen, from Alberta. Oh, nice. Canada. Found this channel a few months back after I bought the Spark. Great content. Thanks, mate. Very kind.
Whenever I hear anyone's from Alberta, all I think is the Eric Clapton song.
Alberta.
Anyway, moving on.
Good song.
Great song.
The Geester says, after every dog feed, put them outside till she goes. I'm liking this. This is okay. We're now changing the subject.
We're not a guitar channel anymore, are we?
We're a dog advice channel. Okay. After every dog feed, put them outside till he goes, whilst the puppy, crate a night. We've got a crate. He goes in, lets out 2 or 3 times for business. What? 2 or 3 times in the night. Within 8 weeks, they'll be 8 weeks. I thought I'd do it in days.
He's already got those bags under his eyes, hasn't he? Look at them. Look at those.
You don't understand. Cheers, Geester. Thanks, mate. We'll definitely try that. Yeah, he's actually really good at night. To be honest, he hasn't weed or pooed at night during the night. So I think I might be a little bit ahead of that, but I do like the idea.
Where's the crate?
He goes outside. Get outside. Yeah, no, the crate's in. So we're really lucky. The bottom floor of our house is either wood or tiled. So yeah.
Ever seen a puppy doing a handbrake turn?
Yeah. No, it's quite fun. It is quite fun, but meaning that we've kept him to the conservatory. We've got this big conservatory at the back, and it's it's tiled, so we can clear up if we And me, I'm a bit of a clean freak.
He is, boys and girls.
I'm a little bit OCD.
Oh, a little bit. Anyway.
Rob says, look forward to the Strymon versus Boss video. Was hoping the Blackstar Depth 10 pedals would do similar. Yeah, I mean, I think from what I heard of the red Blackstar Department 10 video, when I heard the red one, I thought that thing sounds killer. Someone bought one last week. I can't remember who it was, but one of the community here.
They weren't great.
Well, it died within 10 minutes, unfortunately.
Yeah, an amp like that.
Yeah. Mike says, would like to see a shootout of Quilter Aviator against the Blue Guitar. Yeah, that's interesting. I keep hearing good things about those Quilters. Do you know what they've got wrong?
Mm-hmm.
They look like.
No, I don't.
What, have you ever seen one?
No.
They're like a small. It's a small Class D.
I do know what it looks like. Yes, I do. Yeah.
Crate used to make a really small amp head. About
yeah.
It's like a sort of curved edge to it.
Crate. There's a name you don't hear anymore.
That was a bit cheap and crap. And I think Quilter have sort of got that. It almost looks a little bit like, right, this is how I see Quilter. I see Quilter as you go down your local pub and there's a jazz band playing on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And there's a keyboard player, there might be a sax player, there might be a guitar player, like an old band guitar player playing like a big box or something. Yeah. And he's got a Quilter amp. That is my opinion of who plays Quilter. And I could be so wrong. And but do you know what I mean? It looks very sort of clean and wouldn't cause you any bother.
Okay, I don't mind that. I don't mind some clean.
Yeah. No, it isn't that. It just looks very sort of. It doesn't look very
sexy.
Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
The Piano Cube guy. I think that's a new name.
That's
Hello,
a
mate.
new name, definitely. Yeah.
Ever tried any of the monoprice budget amp? No. The 15-watt is really popular, apparently. Oh, should we have a look at that?
I'm a bit burnt for buying new amps for a while.
I'm not. I'm loving amps at the moment. Should I dial up monoprice?
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds.
Is it monoprice or monopre? If it's monopre, it's a PRIX, isn't it? Rather than.
Okay, let's have a look. I'll type in monoprice. No, it's monoprice.
Okay.
Oh,
there's a. Say when, and I'll share you.
Go on, share away.
Okay.
Oh, I've seen that stage right, that SR one. That's 50 watt, that one, actually.
Okay.
They look a little bit, some of them look a little bit like
an old Boss keyboard cube, Roland keyboard cube.
But they look like the sort of, yeah, go away. They look like, I don't know.
That one, that stage right looks like a PV.
Oh, that's awful. No.
That looks like a stag or a sun. There's definitely some PV cloning going. That one there, that one you just had your mouse on. Up to that one looks like a 5150 style head or 51 style cab.
I'm looking at the. I mean, this is the sort of geekiness that I look at. I look at the you know, how well the joints are done on the Tolex and stuff. I don't know.
A tuba 12 vintage 30s in there. That's 100 quid of the speakers before you start.
And the rest, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. No, that's an extension cabinet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, that's fine. No, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, no, and I haven't heard of them actually.
No.
But yeah, it looks interesting.
Where do they come from? Or as in, where do they come through?
How do you mean? Sorry.
As in, how do they make it into the UK? Because if they've come from.
Oh, what? Sorry, that was in an American site. That one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
Cool.
We should try out some more budget stuff. Oh, K-White, of course, Know Your Gear. Philip McKnight. Yeah, Philip McKnight he does great videos. Good guy who had a lot of guitars, and I mean a lot. The thing is really good about Philip, I think, is that I mean apart from he's a baldy, which is obviously really good, is he's really sort of teched up on the maintenance side of things. And
the one,
which I think it's a really good thing.
Yeah, the video I really liked of his was Who Makes What. He did a really good video of which companies make for which other companies.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, really good one. So, which Chinese / Malaysian / Indonesian factories make for whom else? Very, very interesting video. Check that one out if you
yeah. Nice one. But it didn't last long. No. John Randall, can the IR200 or the Iridium be played through a Katana? If yes, is it worth doing that? Yes, it can, without a doubt. I'm not sure that's what it's designed for. So basically, if you could turn off the IR side of things, which is the impulse response.
Yeah.
And then plug it into the return of your amplifier.
It would be overkill to the extreme, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It's the so the IR2. It's got way better. It's really powerful. It's really powerful. It's got some real sort of strong, powerful DSP in it. More than the Katana.
Right.
So the sounds are the sounds are really good. I don't think if you just want to sort of play a katana and listen to through the speaker, probably stick to your katana because that does all you need to do.
The thing, it's funny. I had my katana out for the first time in a very long time last week because I was using it for what I bought it for the rock schools.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant because each kid could come and play through it. We could set up their sound for their song and store it. So when it came to doing the performance, boom, we were away. But it's the first time I've really played it at gig volume, and I had to have it down at half a watt mode.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is great. I'm really enjoying it. Cranking it, I was like, it's too much. It's just too much. Even 50 watt mode, I had to pull it right back. But it just sounded, it was exactly the right amp. My Marshall JCM 900 is a brilliant amp, but not the right amp for that gig. Because some kids want to go,
yeah,
and some kids want to go, ring. And when I was playing, I wanted to put lots of chorus and delay on it. So,
yes, yeah, katana, brilliant,
a great thing.
Oh, good. Nidomido says, thanks for the amp tips. I'll check them out anytime, mate. Anytime. Scooby Snap says, can you do the stereo thing with the first katana and Mark II connected? Considering a Mark II, thanks. Can you do this with the first? Oh, I see.
No, you do it with the Mark II, and then the Mark I becomes your extension.
Yeah, I guess you could do that, couldn't you?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
You do it from the Mark II, not from the Mark I.
Yeah.
And the Mark I just becomes your extension cab.
Yes, if I can't remember the input on the back of the katana that you do that, the input and the output.
It's called I think it's the power amp in is the stereo input.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you could use a return. You could use the return of a yeah. It
would work perfectly well.
Absolutely.
But the reason it works on a pair of katanae is because they're the same and you can balance them up easier and it just works.
It's so good. It's such a great. It was huge. Oh
yeah. Sorry, Siri's deciding to tell me stuff that I don't need to know.
It just sounds massive, doesn't it? 2 katanas.
Very, very cool.
Sounds great. Top Load says, have you guys checked out the new Zen Tracker app just released by Roland? It's a very cool multi-channel DAW for your phone with some good plugins pre-installed. Yes, so this is in line with their new bit of hardware they've released. I haven't checked it out yet. It does look really, really good. Roland, brilliant.
It's funny that their video stuff is really good. It's just not taken quite seriously enough, and hence, if I was to turn up with Roland video gear, I'd get laughed at. Turn up Black Magic stuff, everyone go, oh, very serious. Turn up a Roland or the Eddie Roll video gear, and you get laughed at.
Right.
Even though it works perfectly well and does some really clever stuff.
Right.
Anywho.
Anthony James Brown, have you guys ever played the Gretsch Streamliners, James?
I've played lots of Gretsch, but never a Streamliner to my knowledge.
I've played one, and I thought it was brilliant.
Is it one of the semis?
Yes, yeah. I think all of the Streamliners. No, they might do a solid. They might do like the Penguin sort of style.
The only thing I ever remember about Gretsch semis is, my God, they feed back quick, and not in a nice way.
Yeah, but that's a Gretsch. A Gretsch is a big body, completely. There's no center block.
No. Completely
hollow. I would say if you buy it from a shop, I'd really look at getting it set up. So make sure that the thing about these cheaper guitars and the cheaper Gretches and cheaper Epiphones, all that sort of stuff, is they're fantastic guitars once they've been tweaked. So if you can buy it from a shop and then the luthier hopefully is attached to that shop, guitar Epsom, fantastic. They would do that, and then you can get your guitar set up and just tweak nicely.
190 quid to get my Epiphone 335 re-pickupped, re-hardwared, and rewired.
What pickups?
I can't remember, but Steve was telling me that they're a local Suffolk company, hand wound, and they're amazing.
So we've had lots of requests in for people saying, any chance you can document that?
Yes, I will do my best, because obviously it goes to somebody else for them to do it. I don't do it.
I wonder if Steve would mind us coming down for the day, both of us coming down, and
yeah, I'm sure we could make that happen.
How so? Actually, Victory isn't too far from you as well.
Are they? Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, they're based down on the Essex coast somewhere. I can't remember where. But anyway.
No, okay. It's quite a long coastline, but it can't be that far. Yeah.
No, I looked it up from your place. It's not too far. Maybe
nice.
We could do something there as well.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Service, yeah. Next one. Reverend Telly is on sale at Anderton's. Oh, nice. That Reverend Telly, the Gristle Master, is.
Have you still got that one?
Yeah. So good. Yeah, it was great. So I damaged it. I dropped a light. I dropped one of these things. One of our video lights on it. Oh, gold. Better do it again. And then the insurance company paid out, and they said, actually, you can keep it. And it just, it's just cosmetic.
Nice work.
And yeah, and
actually now,
oh, good.
It's your gig guitar, isn't it? Almost.
Yeah,
you don't mind crunching it.
No, I don't mind at all. I don't mind crunching that at all. And they are killer guitars. That is such a good guitar. Way more expensive. It plays way more expensive than it is. The Geester. Oh, cheers, mate. Thanks for the welcome info. Treat yourself to a cup of Thatcher's Gold. That's not very feminine, is it?
Is it not? It's more countryside. Now
I
live out in the country.
Cider. I do. I like that. Yeah, yeah. Maybe we can put some sort of, I don't know, umbrella in it or something. Again, thanks, mate. That's really kind of you, Geezer. Cheers,
Very
mate.
Kind.
iTech. Hey, Paul. Thinking about buying my first PRS core. Nice. Which one of your DGT and Studio feel more comfortable neck-wise? I'm more like a Fender Big C neck kind of guy. DGT, without a doubt. If you like big, if you like big necks, it's not a massive neck. It's not like what's that?
I like big necks. It's not something you hear very often, is it?
The DGT is incredibly comfortable. It's just such a great guitar. It's so well designed. The other guitar is really good. Shall I just actually let me go and grab the other one? I want to say this. Amazing sounding guitar.
Yeah,
really great sounding. Really great sounding. The only issue with this, and it's not an issue, it's not an issue. You just got to slightly adapt in the way that you play, so I would normally be picking there, and when you're digging in, sometimes I'm going clonk. I'm clonking the pickup.
Right.
So you just have to slightly adapt the way that you play on this guitar, which is not a problem at all. But you have to think about where you adapt.
Right.
But once you do, it's great. And,
nice.
And it sounds. I think that the humbucker on this is great.
What's the other one you've got? The gold top.
That's the DGT.
That is the DGT. Yes, I thought.
I'll get the DGT. So that's that one. The DGT is. So this it's a slightly bigger neck. It's a wider neck. So if you're used to sort of thick sort of Fender stuff, you'll love this, and it's such a great guitar. The coil tap.
Coil tap.
Absolutely brilliant. And apparently now they don't do them with binding on, which is a bit of a shame.
Bonus.
Oh, binding! You don't like binding?
I hate bone guitars.
Oh, I love it. No, for me, I love it.
No, it's all wrong. It's wrong.
Really?
That's why I've got a Les Paul Studio.
Is it really? Is that why you bought a Les Paul Studio?
I can't stand binding on guitars.
Why?
I don't like it. I don't think it looks nice. I like the timber rather than plastic.
Oh no, I love it. I love binding. I think it just looks really classy.
There was an Eric Johnson Strat, one of the newer ones, with the bound neck, and I was like, no, just no.
On a Strat, yeah, I agree. It shouldn't be on a Strat.
No, it's just wrong.
It should be on a Gibson. It should be on a Gibson and a PRS. without doubt.
Well,
You're crazy if you don't think that.
well, I am crazy then.
Ginger Lefty Guitar says, "Evening, guys. What's the discussion tonight?" Oh, it's pretty much
Many and varied.
Yeah, our usual unorganised,
disorganised chaos.
Disorganised chaos. John Partridge says, "Yes, I'm here. The hard. Oh yes, yeah. John's in the house. The hard guitar is great." So there's a couple on eBay at the moment, John. They're reasonable for what they are. Like the neck on the one that's on eBay, there's a Strat like yours, John, but it's got a humbucker and 2 singles. It's got this amazing flame neck on it.
Wow,
so
nice.
Good. Yeah, it's really. If I had some cash at the moment, I would. Jeff Fent, hi guys. I have a Boss Katana Mark 1 head. I have it going through a Black Star Series 1 2x12 cab, but the Katana head only has a single speaker out, and the cab is stereo. How do I get stereo out? Oh, that's. Go on, James.
The simple answer is, unfortunately, you can't.
You can't.
You can rewire your cab to be dual mono in series, which will be fine.
I'm surprised. I'm
surprised the cab hasn't got a mono. Like the Marshalls, for example, have 2 jacks. They've got a mono, dual mono, and a stereo input.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't. Yeah, unfortunately, the Katana. The Katana doesn't have a stereo.
It's only got 1 amp. It's only got 1 power amp. Yeah,
it's only got 1 power amp. The only company that I've ever seen that does a 2 power amp stereo guitar head. I'm sure there are others, but Bad Cat did one for a while, but it was 2 Class D, and they use like Bang & Olufsen power amps. Or something. Yeah.
So expensive as all hell then.
yeah, and you must go, it's Bad Cat. I want it to be Valve. That's why you buy a Bad Cat. So I don't think it did very well. No. But I think it'd be great. I mean, personally, I've said this to Thomas Blug. I personally think the Amp X needs to be a stereo. It needs to have 2. That would make it completely unique. And
250 watt amps in it. You don't. You wouldn't need 2 100s.
No, definitely not. No.
Probably even 225s would be enough.
Yeah, I don't. And I think marketing. I think it'd have to be at least 250s. Yeah. Danny T, have you guys played solar guitars? Yes, I tried one the other day actually.
Nice.
I like watching Ola England and curious if his guitars are my good. Well, they're metal guitars, so they're definitely not for me.
Must be heavy then.
Very good, very good. All the dad jokes are out.
Yep.
It's not really our thing, to be honest, mate. But yeah, I think they're. If you like metal guitars, great, fantastic.
Cool.
Aristotle Duca says, remember there is only 2 factories when manufacture valves in the world. All tubes come from those factories. Apparently, the one in China. I thought there was 3 factories. Is there any?
I thought there was 3, but bear in mind those factories all make different qualities and classes of valves. That's not. They don't just chuck out one. They don't just chuck out the good stuff. They chuck out lots of different quality lines of valve.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Because
bear in mind audio needs a certain quality of valve, but the other ends of things.
Military and stuff.
Military valves are generally super high grade.
Right, interesting.
Hence the term military spec components on things.
Oh, interesting.
Because bear in mind, some military devices still use valves because they are EMP impervious.
I've got all the facts. It's James.
And for any of you who need to know what EMP is, just go and watch The Matrix, and that will teach you all you need to know about EMP.
Is that in The Matrix as well?
Yeah.
Electromagnetic pulse. Anyway,
yes. Or watch GoldenEye, because that's a great film to watch.
I think the valve that's in the Blue Guitar Amp ones are military valves. Anyway,
those little micro nano tubes, whatever they're called, are generally military spec because they wouldn't sell that many to be able to make a range. But a 12AX7, there's lots of things out there that's got a 12AX7 in it that you wouldn't necessarily think has in the military world as well as the audio world.
Interesting. What was I going to say about that? Yeah. So apparently, when I spoke to Victory the other day, they said that the factory in China, the reason why valves are so expensive at the moment is because that factory in China is shut down because of COVID at the moment.
That'll make sense.
Rob Huxtable says, try the Black Star Silver Lines, closest to valve fill in a solid state, in my humble opinion. Oh, interesting. I say that as a mini Jubilee owner and fan of the pod too. Interesting. Thanks, mate. Yep, we'll check that out. Cheers, Rob. Rob 2 says, pod 2 dusted off after Paul's recent vid, which has pumped up pod 2. Has it? Please tell me. Has that actually happened? I've got to check.
That'd be hilarious.
That would actually be funny. It'd be nice to have an influence on something. Bruce Books, the only pickups we should be discussing are the ones in our guitars.
Pups.
Oh, pups. Sorry. I see pups now, and I say pickups. The only pickups we should be pups now, the ones in our guitars, but I do love dogs. Yeah.
Oh.
Peter Ludlow, what about a review of the cheap Marshall 1 amp, cheap amp head? Seeing last cheap amp wasn't good. I think I would like to try that.
The baby Marshall.
Yeah, I should get in contact with Marshall. Okay,
make a phone call.
Okay, let me contact Marshall.
Make a call. Re Marshall amp Marshall 1.
Yep. Leonis Alpha says, "Hey guys, when you contact guitar brands to send over gear for review, ask any and all of them to make a mono tube power amp for all of us who'd like to plug our modelers into real cabs. Thanks." Let me just.
Well, Marshall do make a dual mono block amp. Is it the D2002?
They still make it.
Yeah.
Not the big gold.
The big gold thing.
God, they used to weigh a ton, those things.
I know. I used to have to carry one because Steve used to use one with his JMP1.
JMP1. They were the days.
Yes. My God, that thing was heavy.
So hold on. So, are you sure they still make that?
I don't know if they still make it.
Oh, but that's a great amp. EL34, really, really great amp.
And the loudest amp I have ever heard.
And looks the nuts.
Yeah.
Looks the absolute nuts.
Just get your road crew to lift it for you.
Nice. One fat Strat Cat stereo price is twice as expensive. Yeah, it is. But these Class D power amps, they're not expensive.
They're modular as well, aren't they? So they could just fit. They could realistically fit another one into a stereo. There's me designing amps all of a sudden. You know.
Let's have a look at the Blue Guitar Amp one. So this is the Blue Guitar Amp one. I'm guessing. No, actually, that's a power supply. I'm guessing there's a section, probably that big. That's probably the power amp. Tiny.
Yeah.
Put two of them in there. Stereo effects, which is that's what I want. Anyway, maybe no one else wants it.
I would go for that.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you're an 80s boy as well. Mike Ayton says, check out RJ Ronquillo's Quilter Aviator demo. Oh, or Jay Leonard J's, similar to Yamaha. I like Jay Leonard J. I like both those guys. Similar to Yamaha in that it has different selections of different amps. Nice. Bruce Brooks, mono price 15 watt, same price as Harley Benton 15 watt.
Truth of the matter is,
someone had to mention Harley Benton, didn't they?
Truth of the matter is, they probably came from the same factory. Probably did. Thanks, Bruce. One Fat Cat Strat. They're a budget line, but they sound great. What was that? It was. Come on, the stereo price as opposed to mono price.
Can't be. That doesn't make sense then. No, he must have been referring to something else.
Anyway, I don't know. Who knows?
Kelvin Mack says, have you guys ever used or jammed with someone using a Fender Supersonic 22? If so, thoughts on it? Is that the blonde one with the cream knobs? Cream sort of what do they call them? Cupcake knobs. Fender Supersonic 22.
Oh dear. The
Hold on.
last guy I played with a Fender played a Blues Junior, and it was the loudest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, they're monsters, those little things, aren't they? Yeah, so it is the one I thought it was. Super cool. Go on, James, do you want to share?
I will do. Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? I'd get one of those.
Oh, that looks so good, doesn't it? So it's 2-channel. Oh, I love that. God, I love that.
I love it in seafoam green as well.
Yeah, doesn't it? I used to have a Hot Rod Deluxe seafoam green special edition thing. Yeah, that's a good amp. Good cheap amp.
At this point, we should probably pause to do the new gear of the week.
What the gear news?
Yes.
Yes, we should, shouldn't we? Should we do that?
Let's do that. When you're ready, I'll share your.
Okay, let me
first
zoom in.
piece of
Let me zoom in a little bit.
Of the week.
Go on then. Are we in?
We're in.
Okay, Fender unveils limited edition USA Pure Vintage 65 pickup loaded Player Series Jazzmasters.
That looks really nice.
I'm all over that green.
I quite like the blue next to it, I have to admit.
That one.
Yeah, actually, and the black looks, and the sun, they all look great, don't they?
They do look pretty good, don't they? Do you know what I love about that? And do you know why I want that? It's because of that trem that you've got on yours. It's the same trem, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's so subtle and so, but you could.
That looks like Pal Ferro. I wonder if that doesn't look like a rosewood board. Let's have a look. I reckon they're Pal Ferro. That would look. Sure. Anyway,
looks nice. Looks very nice.
They do look really, really nice. Look at that.
How much?
So it's an Anderton. I think it's an Andertons and Chicago Music Exchange thing.
Yeah.
So you can get on both sides of the pond. What? 749.
That's not bad.
What for USA? Oh no. So it's got the USA pickups. Okay.
Right, but still, it's going to be a great playing guitar, I'm sure.
That's really cool. Yeah, really like that a lot. Let's do that. This I thought was funny. So Jimi Hendrix, the Hendrix estate, and now they're really getting involved in
making some money.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, making some money off his name, which you can't blame him for. But
it's been long enough that I think it's definitely not too soon.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But the thing is, so PRS had to rebrand their HX amp as HDRX, as the trademark conflicts with the Line 6 HX range.
Very.
Oh, so it's not
petty.
to do with. Oh, sorry, it's not to do with the.
Not to do with Jimmy at all.
No, sorry, I thought it was. Sorry, I got my wires crossed. Yeah, come on, Line 6. Really? Does it really matter? I mean, it's not competing with their.
Well, clearly they feel it is.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's the same world, isn't it? If it was gardening tools and guitar amps, there wouldn't be an issue. And
actually, that is something to do with because the Jimi Hendrix estate did have something to do with the PRS
amps. Yes.
Yeah. Next one.
Yeah.
So we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, maybe last week. Mm-hmm. I think there was there was rumours of the new Jim Root Slipknot guitar player. But they thought it was going to be a Fender, but it's actually a Charvel, which is, I think Charvel was actually owned by Fender.
That looks great.
Yeah.
I love that sort of super strat style where they sync the pickups in without any routing or anything, and it looks really neat and tidy and lovely.
Yeah, without the surround, without the pickup surround. Yes. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it does look cool, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, I don't like Floyd Rose's, but
now I have it back. Now I have it on display.
I can't see, by the way.
My actually, it's got surrounds on it, hasn't it?
What's
Yeah.
that? Do you want to cut me out?
I'll pull you out just for a second. Now I've got my Eggle back.
Yeah.
But even it's got pickup surrounds on.
It has, yeah.
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 Mistake. Anyway, I'll put you back in.
You should bring that over.
Actually, I will do. Yeah, I'll bring that tomorrow.
Be interesting.
Great
because I really struggle with those necks, so it'd be interesting to talk about that because they're very narrow.
Yes.
They're like a Ernie Ball.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. What's next? Say when.
When?
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah, I'm liking that. This is a Japanese traditional 60s jazz master with wide range humbuckers.
Nice.
Kunafei pickups.
That's going to sound great.
Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? I like the inlays.
The block inlays. Yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah, but I haven't got an offset. I need to get myself an offset.
I bet it's expensive.
Well, it's 165,000 yen, which is 1,050.
That's not so bad, is it?
No, I mean the thing is that Japanese guitars used to be, considered the same as now the Korean made and the Chinese guitars, all that sort of stuff, Indonesian guitars. But it's funny how now the Japanese guitars have now got a bit of a status behind them.
Mm.
Yeah, done. So what's that? Yeah, £1,050. Walrus Audio released a new pedal, which I thought was quite interesting.
That was cool.
Yep. So it's a new distortion. So I don't know. Anyone know what the LM308 bass circuit is?
No, not my.
I don't know. Anyway, it's a drive pedal for non-metal players. Sorry, a distortion pedal for non-metal players.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, which is interesting. Looks cool. No, that looks metal.
That's metal, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
cool,
that's death and spiders all over that. That is.
Don't talk about spiders. Don't talk to me about spiders.
All right. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. Now I thought these looked
weird, but kind of cool.
So yeah, Manson Guitar Works. If anyone doesn't know what Manson is, Manson's a guitar shop down in Devon, I think. Is that right? Exeter. It's Exeter. Okay, cool.
Which is in Devon, so I'll give you that.
Yeah. Really, really good, high quality instruments. They do a couple of different signature models. They do one for Mikey Demus and they do one for Matt Bellamy.
The
it looks it's the well, actually both are similar sort of shape. The only thing is I don't get and I don't like that. I don't like this. I don't
the pops around the back.
No, stop that.
What would you rather? A Korg Chaos pad?
Yeah, no, that is true. That is true. I don't know. I don't know what that's doing, but
a lot. By the looks of it, look at it all.
Yeah. Jeez, look at that. I mean, I think Matt Bellamy's guitar. I think he's fantastic.
He's one of those guys who has got enough fingers to make him, likable by guitar players as well as by the pop rock masses. But he's pushing the envelope on what guitar can do without playing a gazillion notes.
That's but he's quite. I'd say he's quite technical.
Oh, he is. But but his thing is all about guitar tone and not just going, oh, I'm going to put it into a Marshall and that'll be the sound I use.
Yes.
It's proper bonkers what he's doing. There's a couple of tracks off. My favorite Muse album was The Second Law.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some tracks on there. You just go, how did they make those sounds?
Yeah, he does that. He finds sounds. Yeah, as opposed to the rest of us, we go, oh, that's a nice drive sound. We'll use that. He takes it to the next level, doesn't he? The only thing is, do you know how much they
are? 15 grand.
50. Oh, you're not. Well, you're a bit over. It's 10.
I was going to say 10, but then I thought 15 was making it more extreme.
Well, and the Relic is 13.
Wow. And the waiting list is about 5 years, probably.
Yeah, I guess if you're a Muse fan, a rich Muse fan, you're
Yeah.
one of them. Crazy.
I always thought if I was ever going to do a tribute to Muse, the band would have to be called Amused.
Oh dear. Oh no. He's done it again. He's done it again.
Oh, look at it. Look at it.
Isn't that cool? So this is the, to any of you guitar, you keyboard haters out there, that's the closest thing to a guitar. Oh, look at that. It's the closest keyboard to a guitar, isn't it, James? Do you think?
It's about as close to a guitar as you get with keys.
Exactly, because it's got pickups in it, and
it's got pickups and metal bars and moving parts, and
doesn't that just look awesome, doesn't it? It's so retro, but so futuristic.
It looks like it's going to take off.
It does. It's just, oh God, I want one. Look at that.
They're serious dough, though, aren't they?
I don't know. Actually, it's a really good point. What are they? And can I get my one retrofitted?
No, you could not do that. You could not do that to yours.
No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
It does look damn cool, though.
It doesn't say. I think if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be very expensive, but so good. Right, I thought this was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So Audioscape XL305R, a stereo spring reverb hardware.
Ooh, a stereo spring.
Yeah, stereo spring.
That, in my world, means 2 springs.
Yeah, I guess so, but it must be. I don't know how they got the separation.
Or maybe they haven't, because that's the whole point. You put just 2 springs in the tank, and it's the cool interaction between the 2.
Yeah. $2,000 though. That's
a lot for a reverb. A lot for a spring reverb.
It is. Do you know what I would rather do? Fender make it, but Dr. Z make a really good one. Dr. Z make, it looks like an amp head. It's a bit smaller than an amp head, and it's basically a reverb unit.
Reverb tank.
Yeah, it's a reverb tank, but it's got the sort of tone shaping on it. But it's not an amp. It's just, it sits on top of your amp for your reverb.
Do you remember when you used to take a Marshall into a studio and you plop it down, you get the clang, 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 clang as you put the thing down?
Well, I don't remember that with Marshalls, but I definitely remember like Fenders and stuff. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, if you kick the amp, it goes jong 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 jong. Yeah. So it's Dr. Z make these sort of reverb. They look like amp heads. I'd rather have 2 of them, and it probably wouldn't cost you that. And I think they probably sound better because they're all valve and they sound fantastic. Next one, not the most interesting thing, but looks cool. Suit Pro got a new stereo analog flanger with dimension switch.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I like those Suit Pro pedals, but really expensive.
$289. Ouch. Yeah.
For a flanger. You can get a Boss, get a Boss flanger for
100 quid.
Well, less than that, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that looks nuts.
That looks like something I had on my pedal board when I was about 19.
Well, yeah, it probably was. That's probably exactly. Yeah, it's like the. I haven't got. It's on my. Yeah, I'll show you. Can you still see me? I don't.
Yes, we still see you.
I still see me. I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
It's the same as the TS9, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Put that down there. Yeah. So I think the story is, Ibanez, the TS9 was actually created by Maxon, and then Maxon lent the rights to Ibanez. Because
Ibanez are obviously a much bigger company in the grand scheme of things. So so licensing your technology in their case has worked out rather well.
Yeah, but it's 9 to 18 volt, which is interesting. Yeah, nice. 150. See, that's sensible. 150 euros.
If a pedal was more than about 35 quid, like all the frontline pedals we used to get.
Frontline, oh mate, shockers. Or Aria pedals.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Do you remember the Ibanez tanks?
Yeah. Right, I thought this was really interesting. This is the last one.
Right. What? No. Harley Benson moment of the week.
No, that's funny. No, we haven't done that, have we?
Blimey.
Oh,
No.
that's a shame. So King of Tone,
Yeah.
which is a pedal that I don't know what, I think it's a 4-year waiting list.
Right.
Joyo have decided, well, sod that. What we're going to do is to make a copy of it, and we're going to sell it for, where is it? €75.
What?
Yeah, I think that's worth a punt.
That's got to be worth a punt. That's what if it is anything like it's like the Epiphone 335 to a real 335 thing. If it's 75-80% of the way there,
I'd want it more 90. I'd want it more 95.
Yeah, but with a pedal though, you'd think you could do it because you're looking at. You'd think you could get closer, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think
scary.
It's great, isn't it? So you look at that. So it's a twin overdrive pedal.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
That looks amazing for 79 euros or $79 was that?
No, euros. 79 euros. I mean, it is neither here nor there, but the knobs look a bit shite, don't they? But
they do. But hey,
yeah, I mean, great. Actually, that is it. Actually,
right.
I'm coming back. Tell me when.
When?
There we are. Okay, so yeah, I had a couple of pedal purchases this week. Should we talk about that, or should we just do videos on it tomorrow?
Let's talk about it anyway.
Okay, I bought a Raya Rock Your Repaired amp clone.
Right.
It's called a clone, but it's basically a clone. Really good.
Nice.
Really interesting. So we'll have a look at that tomorrow. We'll do a video on that tomorrow.
Defo, yeah.
And I've got a. Can I unplug that? I'll unplug it. It's stuck to my board. God. Here we go. Look at this. I can't get his big brother. We go get his big brother. I'll hide. So I've got one of them. Massive thing. Doesn't fit on a pedal board.
No. Oh, look at
that. So really good, actually.
They still have the optical sensor? No, sorry, it was the.
No, that was the Morley ones had the optical sensor.
Morley ones have optical. Okay.
Yeah, Morley have optical. This is like the standard
potentiometer.
Yeah. So it's a Crybaby Mini. Yeah, really good.
Cool.
It's got 3 different settings on it. So you can switch it to it's got 3 different settings. I use the middle setting, but really good. So we'll have a look at that tomorrow. We'll do a little bit of shaft or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a line from that song that I can actually do without being politically incorrect.
Yeah, tricky.
Yes,
tricky. Okay,
I'm talking about shaft, but you can dig it.
You can dig it.
Right on. Right, so back to the craziness that is.
I think it's one fat cat, isn't it? One fat Strat cat.
Yeah. Well, I was going to start. I think we actually start there because that's now starting new topics of conversation rather than old ones.
Okay, yeah. But let me just talk about so one fat cat Strat said it's neither super or sonic. That's interesting. So you didn't like the supersonic?
No.
Interesting. Peter says, James, have you played any
Parisian Walkways?
Oh, Parisian Walkway. Okay, or Gary Moore Loner or on Katana and tips on setting amp up.
Yes, I have, and I will. Maybe we should do that tomorrow. We'll do a Gary Moore patch for Katana tomorrow.
Could be interesting, couldn't it?
Yeah.
I've got to do the live show on Friday.
Well, I can show you a Gary.
When you want to pre-film it, and we'll just put it out on Friday.
We could do. I will talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
But yeah, I have many times. I love Gary Moore. Yeah, that is absolutely up my street. Problem with Parisian Walkways and the Loner is they are 2 very different eras of Gary Moore, and they are 2 very different guitars that he played them on. Because obviously Parisian Walkways is his
Greenie
Les Paul, and he would have played the Loner on a Super Strat because it does.
Strat. It might even have been his red Strat.
Yeah, because it's not the same tone. But anyway, we'll come on to that. You can get a pretty close approximation of getting more tone on a katana.
Top Load Telly says, I have a monoprice stage right 15-1 watt tube amp. It comes with the J&J tubes. I don't know J&J tubes. JJ, I know JJ ones.
Yeah, probably JJ.
Celestion speaker, tank reverb, and metal corners for 249 rocks. Nice one. Wow, that's pretty reasonable. Good one.
Yes.
One fat Strat Cat says, gotta love the space age technology. It's true. Bruce Brooks says most of the Gretsch models come hollow and center block, both in Streamliner and Electromatic series. Interesting. My one's completely hollow. It's mine's what's his name? Brian Setzer.
Yes.
Model. Pez says, what would be the best way to add drums to an acoustic duo, bass and guitar, without getting a natural drummer? Do you reckon? I think that's the best way. That's the best way of getting drums without, in my opinion, Pez.
What?
Without a drummer.
How very dare you? Those little Beat Buddy pedals are really good. Yeah.
Trio, the Digitech Trio, is it?
I can't remember what it's called. But is it called?
Companies.
Yeah, really, really good. If you want something for gigging that you can start, stop with your feet, you can really, really cool pedal, and they sound good as well. They don't. You're not going to have to mess around with mixing or anything like that. They just sound really good.
Yeah, nice one. Stephen James says, enjoyed your 335 comparison video. Thanks, mate. I actually own the same Epiphone Sheraton as James in left-handed. Oh, cool. Had it for about 30 years. Agreed. Change the pickups and it's a rocker. Yeah, that's something you got to do for 190 quid.
That's what's going to happen. That'll be soon.
Is that doing all the hardware as well? Doing the bridge stuff? Yes.
Yeah.
God, that's really reasonable.
Yes. Well, he's good, mate. So
nice one. Bruce Brooks says, at Top Load Telly, order a replacement 3-spring reverb tank for the mono price. I got mine from Antique Electric Supply, about $25 and the difference is night and day. Makes reverb sound like a Fender. Oh, nice.
Interesting.
So rip out the original reverb tank and put a decent one in. Nice.
Good idea.
Keith says, Pez, do you have any sort of acoustic amp or PA when you perform? This is something that they can talk between themselves. That's
yes. Yeah.
Nice one. Good. Safey says, what is your view on analog summing? Does the soundstage really get bigger? This is interesting. When you go first, I've definitely got an opinion on this.
Okay, so I've actually done quite a lot of work on this over the years, with obviously having an analog console, doing analog summing in things like what's the Neve? Is it the 8816?
Oh, another one.
The Neve rack, and I've done it with various other things.
Excuse me.
And excuse me, it does make a difference, but only because you're running it through analog circuitry. I know of plenty of people, and those people are people like, what's the guy who used to work with Bob Moog and Rupert Neve? What's his name? Anyway, I'm trying to think of the chap's name. But he basically said analog summing is a myth. Hey, if it works for you and you find a tone that you like with kit that you like, great. I know of plenty of engineers who swear by summing through a real console. Personally, even with an analog console, it's not worth the hassle. There, you heard it here, not first.
Completely agree. I had one of the SSL, the SSL rack with the summing engine and with the summing modules. And I convinced myself it sounded different. It sounded better. It doesn't sound better.
The way to check it is to do a null test. If it nulls out, it's the same. There's no.
I mean, it won't be the same. It won't be the same. But to our ears, it's cork sniffing, isn't it? It's cork sniffing in in the ultimate sense.
Yes, and don't get me wrong, I love mixing through a console, but it isn't always about the sound. It's about the functionality and about the tactile nature of doing it, rather than driving a mouse around a screen, or even with like I've got the SSL UF8 controller now. It's the only control surface I've ever got on with, and that's in, you know, I think I've used every control surface known to man, and it's the only one I like.
I've bought them all and sold them all yet.
Yeah. But whereas a console, it's real. It's happening under your fingers. But I still, 90% of the mixes I do, in fact, 100% of the mixes I do for other people are all done in the box. Why? Recall.
Absolutely.
If I do a mix for me and I get it wrong, I'm prepared to do it for myself again through the board, and probably do it again because I want to do it differently anyway.
Yeah.
Which is probably why I didn't like it in the first place. Whereas customer client mixes are all done in the box.
I agree.
Oh, could you just push the vocal up by half a dB? Yes, certainly. That's 300 quid, please.
Yeah, and also I think now because of like Luna, which Sophie uses, I think Luna sounds fantastic.
Luna does sound different. It just does. I don't quite know why or quite how, because it is still A to D and D to A, but Luna does sound different in a good way.
Yes. Jeff Fenn says, cheers, guys. Katana stereo prop. Yep. Rob Huxtable at Pez, check out the Digitech Trio and then you can sack your bassist. Absolutely.
Not quite what I had in mind, but hey.
Jeff Fenn, my mate plays guitar for the UK subs. UK subs? I know the UK subs. What's that?
No idea.
No, I've heard. Okay. He's played Empress Ballroom in Blackpool. Ha, cool. With a blue guitar amp. In fact, his main amp with the band. Nice one.
So
nice.
I've played the Winter Gardens in Blackpool, and I can tell you one thing for certain: nobody needed reverb or delay.
Yeah, big old place.
It's a fucking barn. It's like the RT60 off the snare drum is about a minute and a half.
Isn't the Empress Ballroom? Isn't that what they do? I mean, I don't watch it, but
Strictly,
yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
of course.
He might be in the Strictly band.
It may be. Maybe.
With Dave Arch.
Maybe. Keith Miller says, Pez, something like the Boss DR01S may work for you. I guess that's a sort of drum machine type.
Yeah. Probably.
Nice one. Cheers. The Great Beyond. I owned an S22. It sounded good when it worked properly. Too many quality control issues on the cheaper Fender amps. I think you do well to avoid.
I think that's one of the things about all this cheaper gear is it doesn't have the quality control that the high-end gear does. So if a bad batch of amps makes its way through, I'm not saying that all Bagheera amps are bad. I am saying that the two I had were not great.
Yeah.
If there was a bad batch, nod to any Star Wars fans out there, then so be it. But the two we got were pretty poor. So yeah, I think it's quality control, and quality control costs, unfortunately. Having someone look at the amp, check it over, play it, costs money.
Yeah.
Not something that a certain well-known company are all that hot on. Moving on.
Guitar and Fiddle says, any thoughts on budget valve or solid state amps for country music? Bagheera V22.
Get a Katana. Just get a Katana.
I'm with James on that. If you're looking about buying a budget amp, get a Katana because it sounds great. It sounds way better than this.
And it's not going to let you down. It's not going to let you down. And if it does, Boss will be on top of that thing faster than flies on poo to get it sorted. Because I mean, there's a bazillion amps out there. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a version 3 coming soon.
I haven't heard anything, to be honest, but yes.
But we couldn't tell you even if we had. So
well, yeah, but I wouldn't say that I haven't heard anything. LM308 is an op amp.
Yes, I had a feeling it was an op amp, or I was going to say op amp or a diode in referring to the style of
pedal, the voice pedal. Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Lefty Mike says, I have an Epiphone Sheraton and I find the pickups too dark. Would you change the pots out to 1 meg or find a bright set pickups? I'd do everything.
Yeah, I'm pulling the whole thing apart.
I think if you're going to change the pickups, it's not going to cost you really anything more really to do the pots. I wouldn't change them out to 1 meg. I'd reckon I would see what I go through this. If I have a guitar that's got dark pickups, I think, oh, maybe I should change the pots. And I think most manufacturers know what they're doing when they put pots in, and most now are 500.
Yeah. I actually had to ask someone once what difference it made, and they looked at me as if I'd just shot the Queen or something.
Oh, really?
I was like, I'm just asking a question.
I think it's a good question.
So do I. People are afraid of asking questions. I'm not.
No. Bellamy Guitars already sold out. Gee.
Thanks, Greg.
Keith Milner says, I thought the closest thing to a guitar in a keyboard was a keytar. Nice.
Keith, you're just wrong. Two people have made a keytar sound cool. 2.
Go on.
Jan Hammer and Herbie Hancock. End of. And Chick Corea, but you're not a jazzer, so
a keytar is still a MIDI instrument. It's a MIDI instrument, so there's nothing guitar-y going on. It's just triggering sounds.
It's just horrendous.
Yeah, the Rhodes is it's got
an organic thing.
Yeah, and it's got pickups in it. Got pickups.
Yes.
Sorry. Larry says, Greg says, Joyo OCD clone is great, but the components are bobbins. Foot switch gave up after a few months of gigging.
Oh, I remember that. Yes, it did, didn't it? I remember you saying that you were, and we set you up to, I think, someone who was going to sort it out. But to be honest, the foot switch, you can upgrade the foot switch yourself. It's not a huge job.
But do you want to do that? Do you want to be? That's the thing about these pedals, and that's what worries me about that. I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to swap out bits. I want to buy. But the thing about the King of Tone thing is that there is a 4-year waiting list. The reason there's a 4-year waiting list is because of that pedal show.
The thing is with pedals though, the pedal component, the actual switch, is probably generic across all pedal companies. There probably are levels of each one, but it's probably, to make it a difference, it's probably 10p difference. A buddy of mine and Larry's, I get confused, had a JHS double barrel, the dual overdrive distortion, and both foot switches packed up on that after about 6 months. Not a cheap brand, not a brand not known for its quality control. Pedals do go.
Yeah, they do. So the thing about the King of Tone, and I'm not saying I've never played one.
Right.
I'm not saying it's a bad pedal or a good pedal. The reason why it's popular is because of that pedal show.
Mm-hmm.
And when that pedal show started, there was a pedal that they did called the Carp DM. There was a pedal that came out called
Carp DM.
And they were all over this pedal. So they thought it was the best sounding pedal. Sold like bucket loads. Because they recommended it. They never talk about it anymore. I did actually buy one. I thought it was average at best. But they don't talk about it anymore.
Right.
I don't know.
What should we start talking? What should we start talking about to get a?
Well, we're not. We haven't got the followership of.
I know we haven't, but
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's the King. From what I've heard on the King of Tone, it's supposed to be really good. Keith says, I have a Joyo US Dream. Sounds okay, although a bit high gain for my taste, but I'm not sure how long it will last, given some action. I guess those pedals are right if you've got like a pedal switcher and it's always on. But it's the same with electro-harmonics. Shocking switches on those things. Andrea Santos says, Ricky, Don't lose your number. Whatever. What's the...
Sure, I didn't say Ricky.
Ricky. We'll check it out. Nice one. Dave Mano says, "Sup, fellas. I'm a bit late, but I had to say thanks to Paul for the last Katana vid. So simple, but it taught me what I needed. So thanks. Anytime, mate. I'm glad it helped. I had to get that one out quite quick because it was, it wasn't. I couldn't do it live, but I'm glad you got something out of it. Does Luna have built-in compression on the buses like the Harrison mix bus? If so, it could explain why it sounds different. No, it has some summing. You can buy it. You can basically buy an add-on for it.
Yeah,
the Luna's free.
Lunar extension, if you will.
So it has some Neve partnered with
or API as well now, haven't you?
Yeah, and sorry, yes, you're right. Yeah. Pet Moxie says, "Evening, guys. Interested on your thoughts on a good overdrive pedal to complement a Brett Mason Telecaster into a 68 Princeton reissue." Nice. Yeah. I currently have a JSH Sweet Tea version 3. Nice. That's a nice pedal as well.
I would get a Maxon RTD 800 because that's my favorite overdrive stroke distortion pedal. I love it. I love that thing.
Let's have a look. So if you've got that sort of gear, I'm guessing you're not into high gain stuff. What would I get? I'd keep the Sweet Tea because it's a really good pedal. I sold my one. I shouldn't have sold that. That's a really good pedal.
I'll never sell pedals. Never sell pedals.
Oh, and I know, but if I'm not using it, I just don't see the point. It's like that. I bought 2 Friedman BEODs.
Right.
The BE overdrive pedals.
Yeah.
And they sound monster. But I'd never use it. I don't know why I bought another one. I sold one and then bought another one and went, I just don't use it. It's too much. Way too much gain. What would I get? I'm looking at my pedal boards. I mean, if you've got a Sweet Tea, get something a bit different. Get a Klon, maybe a Klon sort of style pedal, or the Exotic Effects BB preamp. You might like that one. But I think if you want something that's a bit different to JHF Sweet Tea, get the Klon, and you can do lots with that.
Yeah. Nice.
Which we'll demonstrate tomorrow. We'll do a video tomorrow.
Yes.
UK punk rock. I think you talk about the UK subs.
Yes.
Yes. Right. Of course. That's interesting. Cool. He's using a Blue Guitar Amp 1 for punk. Nice.
Yeah. It works.
Why not? Yeah. Marshally. Yeah. So was Pez's referring to something else?
I think so. It was a reference.
Yeah. Nice one. Lee Abraham says, "Good enough for Rutherford. I'm going to try it. Got a Squire Bullet this week." Nice one. Squire Bullet. Just in the middle of modding it a little.
The first band I ever played in, the guitarist had a Squire Bullet, and as in the first proper rock band with 4 of us in, the guitarist had an off-white Olympic white Squire Bullet, and
3 or 2 3 or 2 pickups.
2, I think.
I think I've seen him with 2. Yeah.
And I was 12 years old, 11, 12 years old.
Yeah, it was that sort of age. Mad, isn't it? How Rutherford's using that. When if you can do that elephant sound on it. Yeah.
Yes.
I bet that's modded. I reckon that's modded to hell, that thing.
I bet that sound went through a sampler to get that kind of crazy. What was elephant? Because it was originally, the track was called Elephant, wasn't it? In the
was it?
Yeah. No, it was actually called Elephant on the track notes, on the sleeve notes.
Oh, was
not
it?
The sleeve notes. What's the word? The tape.
Yeah.
Tape notes. The tape box. Track notes. That's the word I'm looking for. It was originally called Elephant, and obviously it became No Son of Mine. Great song and a great sound effect. I remember trying to work it out trying to get it on a work out how to play it on my Epiphone. Going, hang on, how do I get that? Oh, I need to.
But it must be like that guitar's got to be modded to hell. I reckon that's just bare bones.
You'd think, wouldn't you? You'd think.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good info. I like this.
Jeff N says UK Subs, UK legendary punk band formed in 1977. Nice.
I can't see from Jeff's picture, but I don't think Jeff was a founder member in that case.
Well, it doesn't look like Blackpool, does it?
No, but 1977 would make him 44, like me.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not gonna say whether
unless he joined them at 10. I can't tell.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yes, I hear what you're saying.
He's not a founder member. Yes.
I hear what you're saying. Lee Abraham says, "We'll report back." Nice one, please do.
We want to hear. We want to hear about
that. Avjit Makeup. Sorry if I've ruined that. Nice to have you along, mate. Squire Bullet Strat HSS versus Jackson JS22 Dinky. Which one is better? I'm confused.
Oh, I think just for its age and its provenance, I'd go with the Squire Bullet. The Jackson Dinkies are great. And actually, I think I was watching an Andertons video where the captain was noodling outside his daughter's bedroom on a pink one. And I was like, that's quite cool.
Was that a Jackson? Was it a Dinky?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it depends what you want out of it. The Jackson's definitely more of a metal guitar. It's to be honest, they're probably made in the same factory because Jackson's owned by Fender, and I'm guessing that the Squire factory is probably the same factory where the cheaper Jacksons are made.
Probably, yeah.
I would say just go with what you like the look of on that,
and go with what plays well. Try them both.
David Bro says, "Hello, chaps. Missed it today. Oh, it's a shame, mate."
It's funny talking about trying stuff. You're a lot braver than I am when it comes to buying instruments.
Right.
You'll buy stuff offline.
Yeah.
Drums. Oh God, no.
Oh really?
No, I spent hours with that kit before I laid the cash down.
Really?
Yeah, I've never ordered a kit sight unseen.
I think if I was buying something new, I think I'd probably be the same as you. But if I'm buying second hand, I'm thinking, well, what's the worst comes to worst? I could probably sell it for the same amount of money.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I can get that. But no, I've never bought. So the only guitar I've ever bought unplayed was that PRS Swamp Ash.
Right. Yes.
And that hasn't jumped out to bite me. So.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with that guitar with the PRS. So. David Minogue says, if we could dream and suggest modifications for the Katana, what would you change or add? That's a really good question. For him, it'd be loadable IRs, XLR out, and maybe some of that Tube Logic feel, having the more expensive amps. That's pretty good, I would say. I
would put a stereo amp in the Tuba 12.
Yes.
I'd probably sort out, because at the moment there's not much difference between the two more gainy amps. There's not enough difference for me. I'm sure if you're into that style of music, you're going to hear the difference. I can't. Whereas to me, I go between the clean channel with a pedal on or the crunch. Even when I was trying to do super gain this week for Kids Rock School, I only ever used the crunch channel up at the booster on.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
That was enough gain even to keep 15-year-old metalheads happy.
I think I mean the what's the chorus amp? What's Roland's chorus amp? What's it called?
The JC120.
Yeah, the JC120 is stereo, isn't it? That's got a stereo amp.
Yeah, but it does weigh more than a small moon.
Oh yeah, it's really heavy.
Really heavy,
but that's
great
just
noise.
That's old technology. You know, they've reduced the power amps and stuff, the weight of stuff. Next, Mark A says Chick Corea rocked on the guitar. Yes, he did. I saw Dave Weckl playing keyboard guitar synth to control MIDI drums with Chick Corea's electric band. It was a bit odd. better when he went back to the real kit. Yeah.
The thing is, though, to do that back in those days took 2 racks the size of a large fridge freezer. Now you can do that on a 1U rack and a laptop. That's the scary thing.
But the thing about that, what Mark A's talking about Dave Weckl doing that, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. Stephen James says, Paul, you should review the Joyo Jackman 2. Amazing Marshall clone amp. I use it for rehearsals with my 3-piece band, 20 watts with a single tube. Would love your review in comparison to your Marshalls. I think you'd be surprised. Nice one, yeah. I think there's all these companies that you hope that they would get in contact with us.
I would say Joyo won't, because I bet they're Chinese.
They are Chinese.
There's no way that they're going to respond to us. No way in a million years.
Do they respond to? I don't think they need to advertise, because
exactly
their stuff is so cheap that they don't need any YouTubers doing stuff on it.
I think that's why companies like Marshall and Boss, have a quality price threshold.
Yeah.
That puts them in that place of not needing, but YouTubers.
Yeah.
I just shuddered then.
Right.
We are a benefit to them, whereas Joyo, the stuff is so cheap, we have no benefit to them. So why would they bother to send us stuff?
Probably right. They sell it on Amazon, don't they?
Yeah.
You're right. Peter Lambert says, do you think Luna will ever be available for Windows? Yes.
Never say never, I think is the same.
Eventually it will be. They must do. They must be thinking about their Windows.
I think they've got to sort out the M1 side of Macs first.
Right.
But it's not an easy thing to do to simultaneously write an application for both Windows and Mac. That's not an easy task.
No.
And yes, UA are a big company, but they're not Cubase or they're not Avid as was.
Yeah.
They haven't got the manpower to devote to that.
We might need to quickly knock this on the head. So should we just get through these? Is that all right?
Yeah. Are we getting?
No, it's not that. But I've left the wife with
the dog,
and she probably needs a lot of help. Getting her hair out.
Anyway, we'll
says, the GAFC foot switch gives me all the pedals I need for my katana. Yeah, it's a really good choice. Really good choice.
Totally.
It really opens up the katana. Mm-hmm. David Bro says, bought a second-hand katana in white. Ooh, nice. Worth it for the hell of it. Looks a bit like Randy Rhodes. A nice one. Seb's TV. Hey guys, any recommendation for IEMs 200, 300?
Get the Shure ones or get the Ultimate Ears.
Yeah, the Shure ones. I've got the Shure ones, about 80 quid. They sound great, actually. Yeah. I was quite impressed with them.
The more money you spend, you're going to get dual or triple drivers, which will give you more top end, more bottom end.
More clarity.
You can't go wrong with a good brand.
Yeah, I completely agree. Pez just put 8-gauge strings on my telly and it feels amazing. Ever dabbled? No, I've never tried 8-gauge.
I played 8s on a telly. What's the telly with the slot? Is it thin line?
Thin line, yeah.
I played 8s on a telly thin line because for some reason it came from Fender with 8s on.
Really?
And I had to do an entire show, as in trade show, with 8s, and it was like playing butter. I was like, woo.
Massive bends. Yeah, I find. Yeah, I like 10s. I haven't even used 9s for.
No, I'm a 10s guy.
Yeah. Go for the Bullet Mustang. They're a lot of fun, says Pez. Keith Miller says, according to Wikipedia, Tony Banks recorded Mike Rutherford's guitar with a sampler and then played 3 notes on the bottom register of the keyboard, greatly lowering the pitch. Interesting.
That would make sense.
That would make sense. Lee Abraham says, I'm doing the same mods on the Bullet as Rutherford has done, copying as far as I can. Nice. It's interesting that people get inspired by that. Gregory Buttocks, love your music. Stop, James.
What?
I know you're having a little giggle at the surname. Such a child.
I know.
Love your music. What are your thoughts on Boffer? What's Boffer? Boffer? I don't know. I'd like to know, what is Boffer?
I'd like to know what Boffer is.
I'd like to know. But yeah, let's know what Boffer is, Gregory. Thanks, mate, and thank you very much for your compliment. Greg says it's 20 too late to start a music career. No,
it's
mate,
never too late to start a music career. Definitely not.
Definitely, I would say. So there was this thing. So as a pop songwriter, when I was doing that, there was it was a thing like 25. If you want to be like a pop artist, if you want to be a pop front person, they used to say that 25 was the cutoff for that.
Mm-hmm.
But 20, definitely not. Definitely, mate, get out there, go and do it. There's so much to do now. You got so much choice of different careers in music and doing different stuff. Do it. Pet Moxie says, "Cheers, guys, for the quick reply. I am partial to my high gain sounds as well, so be interested on one to add to the clon." Oh, interesting. I could resurrect my old DS1. Okay, if you're after more high gain stuff, if you're after a really high gain pedal that sounds really good, have a look at the Friedman BEOD.
Or check out the Rev, any of the Rev pedals. The Rev.
I don't like the way the Rev pedals feel. They feel they don't react in the right way for me. They just feel like it's.
The purple was too much, but the red I really like.
Okay, awesome. David Mano says the JC is wet dry, I think. Oh, okay. Interesting. James, do you think Antelope are getting better? They are releasing more. Oh, they're not releasing more interfaces, are they?
To be honest, I am so out of the loop on that. If you're telling me they are, I'll check out the Antelope website because it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. The amount of web of stuff they go through, that company. I don't think there's anything else coming at the minute. I don't think there is. You'd hope I'd know. I do work for them.
Well, can we just say to Peter that just so, if you don't mind, so we can speed things up. I mean, Antelope, they do make fantastic products. There's no doubt about that. I mean, James does work for them. In my opinion, I think they need to look after their stuff coming up, and they need to look after the older stuff before they start bringing out new stuff. But they do make great stuff.
There's some great stuff. There's some great stuff coming. Not for a while. There's some great tweaks and add-ons and more kind of supporting stuff coming for the stuff that's already out there. So hopefully
that's great. Nice one, what I mate. Greg says, "Boffer these nuts." Boffer these nuts. Rob Huxtable, 9s on strats and longer scale length. 9s on strats, 10s on Les Pauls. Yes, I guess so. The shorter scale length on the Les Paul always makes Les Pauls for me always feel a little bit slack with 10s.
Yeah,
but you get used to it. But they're too heavy with 11s for me.
I used to play 11s on my Eggle all the time because I was playing a lot.
Yeah,
I was playing so much, my fingers were like steel.
Yeah,
and short scale length.
Nice.
It's really funny. I've got this kind of line of guitars next to me where the scale length just goes chung 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 chung.
Awesome. Frank L says, "Hello, fellas from across the pond in sunny Hollywood." Ah, nice.
Frankie, we're looking forward to coming and seeing you in June.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait. Pez, Jimmy Page has played 8s apparently, as does Brian May. Rick Beato did a thing on it, talking about how they actually better tone for recording.
Brian May does not play a standard set though. They're a really weird thickness across the neck.
Can I just say, I think the thing about 8s are if you've got a guitar, I mean, it actually doesn't matter. If your frets are slightly higher frets, you're gonna have to adapt the technique, because even the slightest over pressure that you might put on the string is going to change. It's going to change the pitch. Personally, I mean, you'd have to change the way you play. Maybe for recording, it might be good, but
I'm not good enough to play 8s. And Lee Abrams says,
Billy Gibbons 7s, yeah. Billy Gibbons, great tone. Billy Gibbons has got. Frank L says, "I put 10s on every electric I've owned and will continue to own." Definitely. 1252. I use 11s on acoustics, but yeah, nice one.
Yeah,
Frank.
I think I've got 11s.
Okay, we're done.
We are done. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure as always this
Isn't
evening.
it just? Isn't it just?
We've ploughed on through because Paul's got doggy issues, and I'll be meeting the little champ tomorrow, and he can come and bite my shoes and chew my slippers.
He'll do that. He'll have that. He'll have
all that sort of stuff. So I really hope you enjoyed tonight. If you did, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that sort of stuff that we all ask you to do, but it really does make a difference. You missed. It doesn't work that way around. It's like that way around.
That's it. It's the opposite.
So yeah, we've got a day of shooting videos tomorrow. So I hope you're enjoying the stuff we're doing right now. Massive thanks to Pet Moxie, who says he can't believe we replied to his question and stuff.
That's nice. Thanks, mate. Very
thank you so much. Yeah, and we will see you again next week for more of the same audio and musical and guitar chaos. So from me, James Ivey,
Paul Drew.
See you again soon. Good night, everyone. Guys. Take care.